Did you know that more firefighters die by suicide than they do in the line of duty? I'm Lieutenant Tom Bolin with Norwich Township Fire Department. I am a 27-year veteran. I'm 52 years old, and this is my story.
The only offense that we had towards mental health was drink it out and in dark humor.
When I started the fire service, there wasn't a whole lot of training when it comes to mental health. If there was, it was very little.
Everyday people don't see what we see, and it can be difficult to process that sometimes and to make sense of things.
If we had a really rough run and a really rough night, the first thing we did was go to the bar at 7:15 in the morning.
He would always say, it's the culture. That's what we do. If they have a rough day, they go drown it away. They have thoughts they can't deal with, they drown it away.
I don't think I realized the depth of those issues until I was the fire chief at Norwich Township, and you really had that understanding of what people are going through, both inside the fire department and outside, and how those things, if they're not in line, inside and outside the firehouse, it really affects performance at work. You know, my first day, what's going to be your biggest challenge in the first year being the fire chief? Never in a million years would I have said that mental health would have been an issue. And within 3 months, I knew it was the biggest challenge I would face as a fire chief.
So we never talked about mental health in the fire service when I first started. The culture, we didn't want to appear weak. We didn't want to let anybody down. And honestly, we were kind of told, early on that if you can't handle it, then you might want to find another career.
We never really talked about mental health. We never talked about, what do you do other than just suck it up.
I suffered in silence for years. My anxiety and depression went unchecked for a very long time.
He would just literally lay on the floor in front of the fan for hours and hours and hours.
Mainly it was him coming home drunk a lot, and then we'd have to take care of him and get him to bed.
Imagine waking up every morning thinking of suicide, thinking that your family and your friends would be better off if you weren't around.
So the night that I found him contemplating suicide, he tried to hide it, but obviously I was 18, 19 at the time, freshman in college. I wasn't stupid.
I came home from a night of drinking, and it was like 2 in the morning, and I remember grabbing my gun off the top of the refrigerator and going to my basement. And as I'm sitting down there, I decided that tonight's the night. Tonight is when I'm gonna do it. And as I'm putting pressure on the trigger, I'm praying to God to forgive me and for my family to forgive me for what I'm about to do. And I was ready to do it, and I don't know if it's the fact that I heard something upstairs coming down the stairs.
And I walked down into the basement to see him sitting there kind of asleep with a gun on his chest.
He talked with me for a few minutes, and after a few minutes, he got up and he walked there and he goes, "Hey, why don't you let me take that?" And he took my gun.
So I decided to take the gun from him, along with the other 3 that we had in the house, unloaded all 3 of them and put them in my underwear drawer. And then after that, I went back down and sat next to him and talked to him for a little while until he fell asleep.
In the end, I would say the IFF Center of Excellence and the support of my wife refusing to give up on me is what really saved my life. If you're struggling, please know you're not alone. Don't let depression, anxiety, and PTSD define who you are. Please reach out. I suffered alone for so long until I looked back and realized that I wasn't alone, and I had a really good support group that cared and loved me. So please reach out, go to our website, find resources, find somebody that you trust, and hopefully together we can break this stigma that surrounds the fire service.